Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm very excited to be sharing this information with you. We're going to be talking about the tea drinker preference study that I am proposing. I want to give you some information about that. And so we'll go ahead and dive right in. I am recording this session so that people who aren't able to attend today, they'll be able to view it at a future time at their convenience. So my name's Jen Picotti. Most of you know me from an International Tea Moment. I've been blogging about tea since 2008. One of the things that you might not know about me is that I'm also the Senior Vice President of Education and Consulting for a customer satisfaction research company. And many of you know that I've harbored some desires of having my own tea company, my own tea room at some point, but the reality is that's not in the cards for me at this point. I don't know if it ever will be, but I love this industry, and so I've been trying to think of ways that I can be supportive to the industry, and especially to the people who I've gotten to know, the tea retailers, the tea bloggers, different people in this amazing world. And so what I am proposing is using my experience, my knowledge, my expertise on customer satisfaction surveys. I want to put together a study that's really going to provide information about your customers and about the tea industry as you're experiencing it and as your customers are experiencing it. For those of you who I haven't met on Twitter yet, you can follow me at Tea Moment. So I'll look forward to connecting with you there. So the tea drinker preference study, some of the things that I want to find out is, what are people drinking? What are they buying? Where are they buying it? Are they buying gifts of tea? Are they buying it strictly for themselves? There's a variety of different things that we can find out from your customer base. And so those are the things that I do want to find out, not only to help you and your individual relationships with your customers, but also what trends are we seeing in the industry. So much of the research that we're seeing in the tea industry are put on by huge companies that are just randomly calling whoever. What I'm interested in is talking to and finding out about people who are actually drinking tea at home, that you already have relationships with. We already know they're tea enthusiasts, so what else can we learn from them? So who do we want to focus on? I want to focus on the customers who are already buying from you as tea retailers, or I want to study people who are reading about tea on your tea blog. So people that you already have a connection with, so that we can really dive in to what's most important to them. The way this would work is that you would provide your current email address list for your customer base or for your reader base, so that I can send out a survey recruitment and invite them to participate in the survey. Now, these lists belong to you. I don't have any right to them. They cannot be used for any other purpose than the survey. I can't add them to my own personal mailing list. It's kind of like that Mission Impossible, you know, it self-destructs after so much time. So with all the legalities and the things that I know about from the research industry, I want to be very upfront about that. Any information you would provide to me belongs strictly to you. I can't use that information for any other purpose except for the exact survey that you've agreed for me to do on your behalf for your clients and your customers. So of course you have to ask the question, what's in it for me? What's in it as a retailer, as a blogger, what's in this for you? If you are willing to provide your email list for the sake of this survey, you'll receive a personalized report of your own customers' responses. So however they respond to the survey, you'll get that individual report so that you'll know exactly what's going on in the minds of your customers. What do they like most? What are the things that they wish they had access to? What are the most frustrating parts of a purchase process? Whatever those things might be, you're going to have that very specific insight for your own customers. In addition, you'll also get the final overall report where all of the information comes together from all of the different retailers, all of the different bloggers, that entire customer base from all of North America. and see what trends are going on in the greater industry that you might be able to tap into that might be of interest to your own individual customer base. So you get personal information, but you also get this collective information from the greater grassroots tea industry. Now, there always has to be some level of cost, but I want to be very transparent about any costs that there would be. What I am proposing is that any retailer who would like to participate, if they would provide $5 towards a customer incentive. That incentive would be a gift card. Whoever is the winner of this drawing, they would receive a gift card to their tea retailer of choice. So some different scenarios, and I'm just going to use the most basic scenario possible. Let's say we have 20 tea retailers who participate in the survey. We're hoping for a lot more, but for easy math, let's say that there's 20 retailers. 20 retailers provide $5 each. That's $100 toward the incentive gift cards. We could divide that up into two $50 gift cards so that we'd have a drawing at the end. We'd draw two names. Whoever those names, they have their choice of, okay, I want my $50 gift card towards retailer A. I'm a customer of retail A. I love them, so I want my gift card for there. So now that $5 investment that you've put towards could potentially turn into a $50 cash back to you because I'm going to be purchasing that gift card from you, the tea retailer of that winner's choice. An additional $5 will go towards the hard costs of creating the personalized reporting, but also for the collective reporting. I will be bringing in a graphic designer. I'll be paying her out of my own pocket to put together a very attractive, very eye-catching, very easy-to-read format for this study. I want it to be accessible, I want it to be easy, and I want it to be useful. And so the $5 will help go towards those costs. So for a tea retailer, your total investment would be $10 total. That's all you would ever be asked for. It's not going to cover all of my costs, and I don't intend it to be. Part of this is I'm curious. I'm curious to find out what trends there are out in the industry. I want to become more familiar with the things of interest to tea drinkers out there. But also, I want to get enough data so this is attractive to the larger tea industry and see if we can kind of build on this, create more excitement, create more enthusiasm, and get more retailers involved in future studies. Just to give you an idea, the type of report that we're talking about in the other industries that I work in, this could cost an individual client at a minimum $1,500. So a $10 investment is very minimal. Now for tea bloggers, we want access to your readership. You have a huge, huge audience, and this is information that would be extremely valuable to any tea retailer to just have an understanding of what is it that tea drinkers are looking for and enjoying today. Where are they shifting to? We know all about green tea. Well, what's the next thing on the horizon that they're interested in? So for tea bloggers, I won't be asking you to put any money toward the customer incentive. I just want you to participate, period, because we want that data from your readership. But I would like to create a personalized report of your readers to see what's of interest to them. It may help you guide decisions in what types of blog posts you're creating, what kind of content that they're looking for. And so I want to be able to provide that to you. So for tea bloggers that would like to participate, I would simply ask a $2 cost for that personalized reporting. I want to make this as accessible to people as possible because there is so much upside and so much opportunity. We have a question here. What's the size of the retailer you're asking to participate and provide for this study? So who's the target? It doesn't matter to me the size of the retailer. You know, it could be a very mom and pop online tea retailer that maybe, you know, they might be selling $50 worth of tea a month. It could be an enormous tea retailer that generates tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. I want to access the people who drink tea at home. And so it doesn't matter to me the size of retailer because you all have customers who all enjoy tea, and that's who I'm trying to get to. So that's an excellent question. What if the customers or readers are outside the United States? For this particular study, I want to limit the target participants to U.S. and Canadian tea drinkers. So if you are a blogger and you have a wide reach, an international audience, if there's a way for you to pull out just your American and Canadian readership, that's who I would be interested in. Will you be sharing results through press releases, World Tea News, or World Tea Expo? Absolutely, and that's kind of my big carrot. I'm going to be having some conversations in January with some of the folks from World Tea News and World Tea Expo, with the hope of being able to present the results at World Tea Expo this year. That would be my goal. So some of those conversations are already in the works. Very, very good question. Will you be selling the results to tea industry people? That would also be the goal. I want it to be useful enough information that people in the tea industry, the greater tea industry, would be interested in. So yes, absolutely, I would want to sell the results to other tea industry people. And I'll be very transparent about that as well. So the timeline for the project, starting in January, I would be collecting the email lists from the tea retailers and bloggers who are interested in participating. So we'll have a whole month to get that put together. Also, it will give you time to build up those email lists. February is when the survey itself would take place. I would close it at the end of February. March, so that's when I would be compiling all the results, the individual personalized reports as well as the collective overall report. And they would be delivered to you within the month of March. April is when I would make it available to the public, have press releases, those types of things. And with World Tea Expo, I believe it's taking place in May this year, that would give, that would be perfect on the timeline to be able to present at that time as well. Will questions differ for blogger readership versus retailers? No, because I think the questions that we'll be asking, I want them to be universal enough so that we can see what is of interest, what is it that people are looking for, what kinds of experiences are they drawn toward, what types of experiences are frustrating, etc. Will we get to see the questions before committing to the project? For the sake of propriety, because this is my intellectual property, I will accept suggestions. I won't guarantee that all of those questions will be put into use, but I will give a sampling of the types of questions that will be used. From a business perspective, I want to protect what it is I have to offer to the business world, and so giving out a full list is not something that I would be willing to do ahead of time. I may be putting together a steering committee to vet some of the questions so that we have a representative from a large tea retailer, a very small retailer, a blogger, and some of the ancillary support companies that work closely with tea retailers. So if that's something that someone's interested in saying they're interested in being a part of that steering committee, I'll be probably putting out an opportunity to be considered for that as well. Excellent questions. Thanks, everyone. So what happens next? In the next hour after this webinar is concluded, I'm going to be sending a follow-up survey to all of you just to gauge interest, to see what concerns are bubbling up to the surface, to gather any suggestions for questions that you would like to see on this particular survey. I won't guarantee that I'll include every question that's suggested. I really want them to be questions that are very universal in the sense that they would be useful to a large range, a large spectrum of tea retailers. I don't want it to be so specific that it's going to exclude a large portion of respondents. So I want to make sure that they're useful questions to the largest audience possible. I don't expect anyone to commit today. I'll be following up in the next few weeks to see how interested you are. I'm going to be promoting the survey itself to gain interest and to gain participation, because my goal is to really make this one of the largest grassroots tea preference studies that we've seen in North America. All right, we've got a question here. Can I share this presentation with someone in the industry that might not have known about this webinar? Absolutely. So after the session today, I will be sending a follow-up email to all of you who have participated. It will have a link to the recording of this presentation. I'll also include a link to the slide share of this presentation deck that you're welcome to forward and share with anyone you like. So I would definitely encourage you to share any of this information with anyone in the tea industry that you can think of. The more people that are willing to participate, the more data we're all going to have access to. So I'm very excited about the possibilities here. What other questions can I answer for you if you're using your chat box? I would love to address any other questions that you have. And I know that there will be questions that come up later, which is absolutely fine. So when I send my follow-up email to you, you'll have my email address, and you're welcome to reach out to me at any time. Have you approached TUSA or STI about including their email list as well? No, but they are on my radar. So yes, great minds think alike. I'm on the same page. I do want to get the largest audience possible, so I will be reaching out to all of those different tea organizations to hope to get a lot of great participation. So yes, absolutely. Thank you for bringing that up as well. Are there any other questions I can answer before letting you all get back to your busy days? All right, besides questions concerning what tea people drink, I'm really interested in the psychographics. Will these types of questions be included? Yes, absolutely. Probably not a huge list of them, but yes, I do want to include some of that as well, because that does create a lot of great context around some of the other answers. So I want the survey to be long enough where it gives us usable information. I want it to be short enough where people are interested in actually answering all the questions, and I want to get it as well-rounded as possible so that we're getting some of the brass tacks of what they like, what they don't like, but also how they feel around certain things, what kind of motivations they have. So yes, absolutely. I love these questions. Fantastic. This is great. All right, last chance. Going once, going twice. Well, thank you all again. I do appreciate all of your participation. Oh, here's a question. We did our own survey in November. Do you think it will be too early to pulse my list again? If it's in November and the survey itself will go out in February, you should be okay. That's enough time that's gone by that they won't be thinking about it. So I would say that you're safe, but it is good, something good to consider. Is it possible to have a survey in French as well for Quebec customers? Oh, that is a good question. Yes, I think it would be possible. I'll have to think about that a little bit. I'll reach out to you and see. Yeah, we'll explore that because I think that would be very useful. Very good point. Excellent. Well, again, thank you all for your time. Look for my follow-up email later on today and my survey that just is gauging your interest in participating. And I welcome any questions at any time. You can contact me through Twitter. You can contact me through my email address that you'll all be receiving. And I'm really excited about this project. So I look forward to participation from as many of you as possible. Have a great rest of the day and happy holidays and happy International Tea Day, everybody. We'll talk to you all soon. Thank you. Goodbye.